Okay, we are live. Just finishing up setting up here. Oh, I don't need that open. I do need that open. Okay. So, when we last left off, we were to the point of needing to put in our boat. So that's what we're going to work on. So we do a lot of needle felting, following Bob Ross tutorials and stuff, just for, you know, a different take on it, instead of using actual paint. This one was not a Bob Ross follow along though. This was one, this is from a reference photo from Mike Fox on Unsplash. So feel free to check him out. By all means. I cut the labels off of the yarn that have the color. Put them in my fluff bag so I know what color's what, but then sometimes I have trouble matching it to the color fluff, like the skeins, because now the skeins don't have the colors on them. So sometimes I shoot myself in the foot. And I didn't just write it on the bag, because if I write it on the bag, then I can't reuse the bag for a different color when that color runs out. It's just a little bit of water to help us shape our fluff here. Now Mr. Bean is on the loose, so there's a chance Mr. Bean could make an appearance. He's been up here once already. While I was setting up, he tried to pick up my scissors and run away with them. I'm like, no! Boy, what are you doing? Okay, so we kind of need to figure out... So the back end of our boat. Yeah, that might be a little high there. Alright, let's try... It's not going to be dead on to the reference, but kind of using it as a reference slash inspiration. So it's not completely the same. And sorry I had to cancel yesterday's art stream, but I'm glad I did, because we didn't get done dealing with the DMV until 1:30. And I was so exhausted mentally, physically, by the time we were done. I just wanted to, like, curl in on myself and not do anything. And it's not that what we had to do was so terrible. We were renewing our driver's licenses. And we had the real IDs taken care of already. So we didn't have a whole lot of paperwork to go through. We just had to do a quick eye check and pay for it, is essentially what we did. She literally spent maybe 10 minutes total with us. We got to the DMV at 7:45. They opened at 8 a.m. There was already a line outside. And I was like, oh boy. So I don't know what was going on in that building because there was no seats left inside. So the lady that was like pulling people in, she said something about she'd be back and she never came back. And then the line didn't seem to be moving. Like nobody was exiting the building for like an hour. So we were just kind of stuck standing out there and we're like, it's a very small office. And we're like, what's going on? After about an hour, one person came out and said they're like having some kind of internet or computer problem or something. And we're like, oh, great. So then, and that was somebody that was in line ahead of us. That wasn't even a worker. And I'm like, oh boy. So then maybe another half an hour goes by and some dude leaves. And I'm like, did he just get tired of waiting or did he finally get his stuff together? Had no idea. We were outside in the hot sun for about an hour before a seat opened up inside. Minimum an hour. It might have been an hour and a half. And a seat opened up inside. I told the husband to go in. I'd wait outside until another seat opened up because he was starting to burn. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And then more people were showing up. And then people were cutting the line and we didn't know that you could make an appointment for that office. And I was like, oh, that would have been nice to know ahead of time. But apparently at that point, there were no appointments available until next week. And I'm like, right, well, that's not going to do me any good because my ID expires on Friday. So, great. Fantastic. I finally managed to get inside and sit down with him. I kid you not, between 8 a.m. and like 11:45, the lady that, then they only had one lady that was working the DMV side of things in that office, got through maybe 7 people in 4 hours. I don't understand. I don't know if she was that slow. I don't know if there was some kind of huge networking problem. But I'll tell you what, they were issuing us return slips. Now we could either go to a different DMV or we could come back to that office, but we had to have our number ticket with us and this return slip paper. And it was only good for that day. I was like, okay. And they were saying, well, everybody has to leave at noon because we're closing the office for lunch. She's the only state employee here, so the office has to be closed and locked. And we will reopen at 1 or a little after, depending on when she actually can leave the building for lunch. And we're like, so there was still 2 people ahead of us at 10 to 12. So we're like, okay, can we just get the return slip? Because they're not. She was, the lady was still messing around with these 2 people that were ahead of the 2 other people that were in front of us. And we're like, this isn't going to happen in 10 minutes. So she gave us the return slip, and the guy that was behind us in line got his return slip when we decided to bail. And I guess 5 minutes after we walked out the door, they had sent somebody from another office, I guess from the Fayetteville office, to help the one lady that was there and didn't tell them that they were sending help. So, yeah. I guess everybody else that stayed got seen. And, I don't know if none of the other people that got return slips just hadn't come back yet, or if they all waited and got dealt with. But this other lady that came in was like just breezing through people. Like, I'm like, what the hell? This one's moving a ton faster than the other lady, unless it was less complicated people at that point. I don't know. But, oh, it was maddening. I'm like, do this many people have problems? Because, like, everybody that was coming in to do stuff just didn't seem to have their shit together, I guess. I don't know. But it was so infuriating. I'm like, we just need to renew the ID. We'll be like 10 minutes. I don't know. Then she got locked out of the one computer system, and I'm beginning to think she didn't have a caps lock key hit, or it was hit or something. Because even IT was like, I don't know. And I'm just like, oh my. And then there were people that were coming in after us, after we had been there like 3 hours, that were getting huffy about the line. And I'm like, what? And the one's Washington County collector, there was an assessor and a collector sitting in the office. And because them and the DMV lady were sharing all the same office, and she's like, "Ma'am, some of these people have been here since before we opened. Calm down." It's like, you're more than welcome to go to a different office. It's like, it's gonna take as long as it takes. This one lady wanted to jump the entire line to drop something off because they're like, well, she said I could just bring this back and drop it off and she would mail it to where it needed to go. And the collector was like, you still need to take a number. She's like, I'm not letting you jump the line for that. You need to take a number. I was like, oh my god. Now, some people that were in the line just needed to assess and pay their taxes and left. So, whatever. They weren't part of the DMV debacle. But that office was so tiny, it was hard to tell. Like, you can only fit so many people in there. And then this other lady's like, I have a flight out at noon. And I'm like, oh, honey, why did you book a flight out today when you had to come here? I think she had to have been there at like 6:30, maybe 7 a.m. because she was pretty close to the front of the line. I think she got out of there at like 9. She's like, yeah, I'll be in North Dakota at 10 o'clock tonight. I don't know if she pushed her flight back or what, but I was like, oh man. Because if she was even flying out of this local airport, I don't know. But I was just like, why? She's like, man, I've got a lot of stuff to do today. And I'm like, why would you pile that much stuff on when you have to fly out somewhere? You needed to give yourself at least a day here. Like, I didn't understand. I was just like, okay, do we live in North Dakota part of the year or something? Like, in the summer? And come down here in the winter? Is that what this is? Oh, Mr. Bean, that doesn't work. That doesn't work, buddy. You have to use the other bin. There you go. That's how you do it. Hi, Mr. Bean. Can I help you, Mr. Bean? Hi. No, no, that's not a no, that's not a toy. Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean, where's your box of toys? It's over by the bed. That's my yarn cup. It's water. Please don't spill that. Please don't spill that. It's water. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's water, Mr. Bean. Thank you. Apparently, really, you're gonna drink out of it? There's water in the other bowl. Bless you. Okay, bye. This cat is a terror. He's a kitten terror. Guest appearances by Mr. Bean. I had to tuck my needle down on my keyboard tray. Oh. There was one other lady that I was mystified by. She came in looking like she had like some pretty bad back problems, so Russell gave up his seat for her. And she's sitting there and she goes, "Oh my goodness, how long is this line?" I'm like, "Well, I've been here since 7:45. She goes, "Oh my God." And she goes, "My kid can't take the written driving test without an state ID or school ID and a birth certificate. And X town doesn't do school IDs," which I found interesting. I guess they viewed it as an unnecessary expense, maybe. I don't know. But I was like, huh. And she's like, "So I need to get her a state ID." And I stopped and I looked at the lady, and there was nobody else with her. And I'm like, huh. Really? It was odd. And I'm like, I almost said, "Is she with you?" Because they're gonna have to take her picture. And I'm sure she's gonna have to sign some stuff. She was alone. As far as I could tell. Unless they were outside, in the car, or something. But if I had back problems and had to suffer through sitting through that line, my kid's ass would be in that building with me. Be like, "You're the one that wants it. You're gonna sit here and wait with me. This is for you, child." It was just odd. And I'm like, do I really need to be the one to tell her the kid's gotta be with her? And I'm like, should I say something? I mean, I don't work for the state. Maybe there's some clause where she doesn't have to be, but that doesn't seem right. I'm pretty sure she has to be here. Because then anybody could be opening up state IDs in anybody's name. Something just didn't feel right. And I was like, huh. And I was just about to say something to her. And then she's like, "Forget it. I'll come back a different day." And she left. And I was like, okay, that takes care of that. But another part of me is like, maybe I just shouldn't say anything and let them explain it to her. Because it's not really my place. But I really, 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 really wanted to say to her, is she with you? Maybe she was with her. Maybe she was outside, but it was very much a what moment, and I'm just like, eh? I don't know, man. There was a few other oddities that happened. There was one lady that came in to assess for her taxes, because we have to pay property, we have to pay real estate tax and like personal property tax, right? So like things that we own, vehicles, boats, trailers, that kind of shit gets taxed. So like we pay taxes on the cars like every year and stuff. along with the property. And this lady's like getting assessed, and the assessor was asking her, well, do you still have this vehicle? She goes, it just sits, it doesn't run. This is the only one that runs. And I think the assessor might have taken it off or something, or I don't know what she did. But then the collector, when the lady went over to the other window to pay, she's like, do you still own this? And the lady's like, well, yeah, it just sits on my property. It doesn't run. And the collector's like, it doesn't matter. You still have to be assessed for this if it's on your property and you still own it. Like, it doesn't matter if it doesn't run. You still have to be assessed on it. And I was like, oh boy. Because I don't think the lady was real happy about that. And she knew she was trying to do a fast one. I'm sure of it. I'm just like, man, still yours. We have a trailer that we hardly ever use that just sits in our backyard, but we still have to be assessed for it. Like, come on now. But, it was fascinating to hear people complaining about their water bills for the town that the, DMV office was in, the people that lived in that town. I was like, oh, I'm glad we don't live here. Because, these bills have, gone up quite a bit. I think somebody nudged my camera. Oh, and I just nudged the tower. Can you come here? I need you to adjust the camera. Because when I am felting, I am not in frame. Weep, weep. Yeah, that's good. That's better than it was. Okay. Oh, I've got to re-dye my hair. We're gonna work on that tonight. Okay. I am going to pop the needle closed for now. Excuse me. Alright. I'm gonna take these guys off for a minute. Because for the next part of this, I'm going to pull out my embroidery thread. Alright, so that's gonna go over there. But before we can do that, we need to shave down the back of this a bit. Because I can't really shave it down once we get to the sewing portion. I'll end up cutting the thread. We don't want to do that. Keep forgetting to get a new pack of razors whenever we're in the dollar store. Not that we're there that much. We were there not that long ago. A new pack of razors will probably last strictly for this, probably like, I don't know, 2 years. Like, it has to be incredible. So let me put the cover back on that. gonna just kind of bunch that up. Oh, careful. Don't get too carried away with your snipping. Child. Alright, I can go up there. Okay. Now, I don't have one loose, do I? The one I had on... Oh, no, you go back there. The one I've got on Marvin. It's kind of full of fuzz and stuff, so I guess we'll just get a fresh one. How much do we think we need? I don't think we need a whole lot. But really, what else am I going to use this on? I feel like this is probably way more than we need. Do I really want to go? Okay, I almost want like 2 and 4. Uh-oh. Hi, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean. I don't either. I can see we're just gonna have to take it down.
Probably.
Oh, Mr. Bean, my backdrop, Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean, that is not a toy.
What's he doing? Is he going for it specifically?
He was at one point.
Mr. Bean. You are being so ornery today. Oh no. What are you doing?
Oh! Abby's saying hello. Hi, Mommy.
Are you seriously trying to climb the chair to get to it? Are you stuck in? What are you doing? Hi. 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 Hi, Mr. Bean. Hi. Mr. Bean, there's water in the big bowl. You don't need to drink that. Really? Really? He's drinking out of the cup I sat here. No, that's not a toy. He's drinking out of the cup I sat here to stick my fingers in. Hi. This cat
Mr. Beans.
This cat loves watermelon.
Mr. Beans.
I'm busy drinking, Mr. Man. Fortunately, this was a clean cup that I grabbed. Mr. Bean, there is water over by the dogs. Does Mr. Man need to show you where the water is? I know you know it's there. Meow. Where are you going? Are you trying to get down now? Ah, hi! Okay, that's one way to get down. Oh my word. Oh, he found cow. So they're gonna wrestle now. So you're gonna hear cats meowing angrily in the background. And that would be cow that's gonna be meowing angrily. Oh, dang it. Really? Cats. Cow's just vocal. Because he just sits there and takes it. Cow. If you're that mad, cow, then walk away. What in the world happened here? I hate splitting these threads because this always happens, especially if I get distracted by animal shenanigans. Cats, come on. Well, maybe if we would just walk away from Mr. Bean. Then we wouldn't have to sit there and be mad about it. So there's a knot here somewhere. Right? No, don't be a dildo.
This is not the hiding place that Cal thought it was. Excuse me. Get him, Cal. Ow, bitch.
And he is ornery today. They're wrestling on the floor. Cow just sits there, though. It's not like he's truly angry and goes to exit the situation. No, no. He sits there and takes it. Like, if you're that mad about it, then leave. What Littles does. Littles is like, no, no. I'm out. I don't know if I have a needle threader currently. But you know what? That's okay. I just need to get a bit of a knot here. They're back. I think they're back. I think that's the sound of them rolling around on the floor. Alright, we'll see how that does us. I don't, yeah. Yep, they're definitely back. Okay. Knock it off, you two. Hi. But Mr. Bean also needs to learn kitty etiquette of when enough is enough. He won't mess with little. Hey! You might have to separate them. Or at least break them up for a minute.
Mr. Beans.
Because he's getting a little too, angry.
Okay, time out, you. Time out. Run, cow, run.
But see, Cal doesn't run. He just sits there.
I think he's not used to someone actually beating him up. He's always used to the opposite.
Yeah, Cal's usually the troublemaking instigator, so now that the shoe's on the other foot, he doesn't quite know how to, handle that. I think that's the hay.
Might be.
Mr. Bean! Mr. Bean, you're gonna have to go in the bedroom so we can get the hay. Okay. I don't know if I should have, like, tacked that down more, but... it's fine. Guess I'll take one of these. Just one of my extra sticks I've got. I think this is an extra stick. If it's not, I will go pull another one. Hold on one moment, you guys. Alright. So the other two were a bit thicker. See if we can make this happen. Really? You're really gonna give me trouble. As of course you are. There we go. Boys, can we not be assholes? So bad. But Cal's just standing there waiting for him. So I don't believe that he's truly angry. Hi, hi, hi. Too rough. Both of you are gonna get sprayed in a second. And they're gone. Well, I've got a spray bottle now. I just want not big enough. Okay. Now this one kind of comes off the front here. And this one doesn't go up quite as high. There's that one. And then the other one. Say maybe there. And then that one's gonna come about to there. Oh, I forgot the bead. Dang. Alright, I was wondering why that looked funny. Shoot, this part should really be needle felted in. But hi, Mr. Bean. What are you doing down there, Mr. Bean? Oh, that's good enough, right? Hi. No, you can't have that. That's mine. And these are mine too. Hi, what's up? Hi, troublemaker. What are you doing? Don't you jump on Zuzu. Don't you do it. Troublemaker. What are you doing? Hi. Now what are you gonna do? Brat. His nails are very sharp. So that's not a fun time. Hi, hi, hi. Well, that didn't do anything. That misted cow. And the baby just kept right on going. Oh my. Like, this doesn't have to be, like, hella secure, because we are gonna be gluing that. Didn't sign it, though. I'll sign the back of it. It'll be easier. Cal's the only one that will stay in range of him, which is why I'm not so sure Cal's actually mad. Like, Ed'll get sick of him, and Ed'll find somewhere to hide out for a while. Same with Littles, and same with Peabut. Peabut'll just, like, slink off in a different direction. But Cal's, like, I don't know, just too stubborn or something. That is a wild man. Okay, done with those. Okay, done with that. That can go back that way. Technically, I'm done with those. Okay. Now, we are going to remove our tape. Grab all my scraps here. Fluff on the end of my nose. At least it feels like way. Okay. So the top and the bottom are pretty much right where they need to be. Alright, so let's start with this side. We are going to trim this. Okay, that's one bit trimmed. Might have to clean that up a little bit more, but we'll see. This side didn't get quite as wild. My scissors are getting in my way, of all things. Uh-oh. Flipped. Alright, so then we have this edge. It's okay if it's not right on the edge, because we'll have the frame to work to our advantage there. Okay. So like this one down here was a little off, but I think we're okay still. Let me get our scrappy bits here. And we'll throw them in the trash because Bean is a wild man. Okay, so let's see. How do we feel here? Let's try to position this guy up just a bit. Get a little bit more cleaned up here. Best we can. It's still a little bit over. It's definitely easier to trim the smaller ones. I will say that. There, we'll have to kind of see how that does us. Okay. So I need a pen. Which side do I want to be? Oh. There's a little bit warped. The middle one's probably supposed to be in, not out. But that's okay. Okay, now we're gonna sit that to the side for the moment. Find the right brush here. Cat has been into everything of mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had pulled these out because I thought we were going to be painting a magnet, so I had some extra. And then Bean discovered he could get on my desk. And he's not been taking no for an answer. So, I was just wondering where he disappeared to, but I hear Cal being fussy in the background. Life's an adventure. when you have a cow. All the other cats are just chilling somewhere. I'm not sure if I've even seen Little yet today. She's in the house somewhere. We are just gonna get this guy painted up here. Now, I'm not gonna paint both sides of this one. It's thick enough where I just don't think I need to. Oh, we picked up my ice cream cake last night. Nothing fancy. It was just from Walmart, like not like their bakery. Just one out of their freezer case. It was a Friendly's ice cream cake. I tried the mini version of it and was fairly satisfied with that, so we're gonna see if the bigger one tastes the same. It was the best night to do it because the rest of the week's back up into the 90s. We had a couple days in the 80s. Like poured down rain when we were trying to get home from running errands on Friday. That was wild. Like it was like torrential rain. It was kind of like Florida rain. Like we could hardly see. We had to pull over in a parking lot for a little bit. And people were just going so fast and the road was flooding. And I'm like, did you not see the amount of water the car in front of you kicked up? Like, knock it off, you two. You might have to go spray them. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that. Complete and utter chaos as usual around here. Between cats causing a ruckus, plus Bean is making up for lost time because he was in the separate bedroom most of the day yesterday because we weren't here to keep an eye on him. The shelter we're fostering him from is like, so we've got him scheduled for his snip snip the beginning of September. Did you guys decide if you wanted to keep him? Or should we look for another home for him? I'm like, Russell's like, no, we can't keep him. We would love to keep him, but we can't. He's certainly grown on us, but we just can't keep him. Please do find another home for Mr. Bean. Did you even tell them that we named him?
Mm-hmm.
Did you tell the pound that we named him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure if you had. I couldn't just keep calling him Cat. He needed something. Alright, so I guess next week we will, migraine permitting, of course, start on the seahorse. The time we got home and settled, it was just not enough time to bother firing upstream to start that. So I have to redo the editing on the tissue paper project, what I've done so far. I was working on the 10th video, and I was like, this is a lot of video, and I'm having trouble keeping track of what one I'm pulling from the folder, because the folder kept jumping when I was trying to scroll too far. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna have to number them, and I forgot that I can't renumber them once I've started putting them into the editing software. And sure remembered why that I shouldn't do that. Hi, Mr. Bean. No, no. Hi. You can't, Mr. Bean, you're gonna get covered in paint. Mr. Bean. Paint is not for kitties. In this manner. Bless you. Can you get down? That's my chair. Okay. I have a bean on a chair, apparently. Apparently we've got a bean on a chair. Don't you jump for that. Little man. Hi, little man. That's my shoulder. Hi. We're just climbing now? Okay, goodbye. Did Cal get tired of you? And go hide somewhere?
Hmm?
I said I was asking him if Cal got tired of him and went and hid somewhere. Because he just did a circuit around my desk. Alright. We'll get this edge here. So we're gonna try to do this similarly to how we did the magnets. We're gonna try. Okay. That's going to dry there. Alright. Now I need... Get out of there. I need more of this covered. Than the magnets. Because these are just about the entire length. Not entirely, but close. So we're gonna get paint on the fingers today, big time. All right. Get this side. Okay, so there's one. I need to remember to wash this guy. So I just ended up going with brown. I wasn't sure what color I wanted to do. I mean, I could have tried to do like a light blue or a purple maybe. Part of me really wanted to do black, but I wasn't so sure how the black was going to look with the jute that we're going to use as our hanger. I forgot to grab the jute out of the drawer. I will need to go and grab that in a few minutes. Actually, Mr. Bean needs to go have a timeout pretty soon. So whenever you're in a safe spot, husband. Hi. We need to put the kitten in the other room for a little bit, because I need to plug the glue gun in, and I don't want a tragedy of a nosy kitten climbing on the desk and getting burned from the glue gun. So he can go in timeout for a little bit here while that is heating up. Haven't done it just yet, but I would like to start that warming process here pretty soon. Okay. My mom was probably gonna want to go smoke shortly anyway. Say sorry, Mr. Bean, but it's timeout time.
Well, apparently your mom was about to come ask me to get him in.
Yeah, I looked at the time. I was like, oh.
Well, he was also climbing all over her,
We might need to get her some fun tack to tack down some of her things on that dresser in the corner. Because he was climbing all over that the other day when I went to go retrieve him. And some of that little stuff looks breakable. Okay, so we did start just a tick early today because it was a try to wrap up a project day, and I never know how off the rails building these frames is going to go. So it's just easier to start a little bit early today. We might do a stream on Friday. We might stream a little bit of Magic Cat for the birthday. Depends on what the husband's up to and if he minds or not. We're gonna bleach my hair tonight, or try to. Is that Tuesday? So either tomorrow night or Thursday night, we're gonna try to bleach it. I mean, dye it, excuse me. We have to bleach it first. I was originally gonna try to bleach it tomorrow, but I think doing that tonight would be a little bit better. I might need just a little bit more paint. Potentially. Oh yeah, we do. I've got 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. That's probably too much now, but what I had was not quite enough. Alright. And I had to reorganize my fluff bags of yarn again today. The way they were hanging, we had them hanging straight down, and they kept sliding down the string. They were all kind of like bunched up at the bottom, and then I'm like, well, now I can't see outside. So I took them across the window instead of up and down, and I left a little gap in between so that if there's some kind of weather going on that I want to see outside, I can just pull back our curtain thing and should still be able to see. I was like squeezing the air out of the fluff bags to get more on each string that I ran across so I could get away with having like 1 less, possibly 2 less. No, I think it is 2 less. And after I was like another row down, I looked up and like the bags were like all reinflating. I'm like, well, that's good to know. These bags are not airtight, or I did not seal them quite well. Oh, you go there. Preferably not sitting on top of your friend. Okay. And we've got a fair amount of paint stuck on the finger there. Mr. Bean can no longer drink from this, but Mr. Bean is in the other room. Gonna rinse this really good, get all that paint. Well, try to get at least most of that paint out. Just drying this on my paper towel over there. This is one of my glue brushes. Alright, I'm gonna set you to the side. Alright, we need to plug in this glue gun. And where do I want to glue you in here? I don't really have anything plugged in over here. Okay, so you can go hang out right there. Alright, let me get the string. Hawkhow, don't you jump up there. So we didn't, like, full on need the string entirely just yet. Why are you giving me an attitude? No. I'm tired of everybody giving me an attitude today. I'm gonna start giving people an attitude soon. Okay. We're not allowed to throw around the attitude. Okay. So that's the back. Okay. Grab my pen again. I know that seems silly, but that's where the signature is, gosh, there it is. So signature's at the top. Actually, I had quite a bit of glue left, but only because I had some glue. I didn't realize that the one was as full as it was. And we've got plenty more tissue paper, so we might do a small, we might do a smaller tissue paper bit of art at some point here. So we don't have a whole lot of wiggle room here. I think we just don't. All right. Trying to put those up there so I can keep track of them. All right. Are you... You're thinking about it. You're starting to do something. Okay. So I'm going to use the tacky glue. And this might not work that great. I'm going to put it on our wood first. This is probably going to be way too much tacky. Like, the tacky holds fairly well. It's just that I don't want to sit here and hold it for like an hour while it's figuring out if it's actually going to grab it, is where the trouble lies. Okay. No, that's not what I need from you. Like, not at all. Okay. I'm usually working from the other side here. By that I mean the glue gun's usually sitting. The other side here. Oh, so it should be mostly in a frame here. Alright, so there's the one. Okay, so I think we're in frame here. Ah, no. Okay. No, you need to hold still, friend. Okay, we'll try that. Alright, like, worst that happens is that I have to redo one of these sticks, right? I've got more. I just have to pull some out. Okay. So gonna get this laid into here. Just a thin layer of the tacky. That's all we really need right at the moment. Don't need a whole huge amount of it right now. Okay, so I'm gonna take my finger. I'm gonna wipe like all of it off. Some of it'll still be there. Enough will be there, right? Oh gosh. My fingers are all sticky now. Don't like being sticky. You'll see me like constantly rubbing my fingers in the tissue paper video at times. One side is a little long. I've got a little bit of a gap there, but I think that's from the glue. I know I've got a little bit of some like glue bubbling. Right in there. But you know, fine, whatever. Partially from the tacky glue and the hot glue hitting each other. That happens. Okay. So far, so good. Well, one side's a little, just like a hair's breadth long. Oh, this one's like crooked. This one's like almost twisted. Okay. Now on this side. Okay, yeah, we don't post links with out asking. Number one. And number two, we don't post links advertising things that are no good and that are highly frowned upon. So you're gonna get yourself reported and blocked and banned. So welcome to my banned list. And you just created that account yesterday, so sucks to suck. So I'm gonna be a little conservative with this one. I'm gonna try to be. Let's see. Can I even get you? Nope, kind of fit. Okay. So let's get our tacky glue. And we will start to spread that in. I know it's hard to see the tacky glue going in. But that's what this stuff is in the cup. It dries clear. So even if some does like seep out on the edges, you're fine. Not a huge deal. I would recommend using a paintbrush that you're okay with getting glue in though. Because it's inevitable that you're going to get some kind of glue stuck in that, and that can just be like your glue paintbrush. I have a couple. Well, I have a bunch of older brushes. Like, as long as the hairs aren't like full on coming out, then those have now become glue brushes. I'm just trying to, this one's a little wonky, so I'm trying to get that one in there. You go back there. That corner's being a little fussy. That's okay though. That's okay. So I'm just going to take the edge of the nozzle and I'm just going to kind of rub it gently back and forth along the side. Not a whole lot of pressure, but just enough to try to use the heat of the nozzle just to kind of melt what we've put down a little bit, just to kind of smooth it out. So it's not quite so bumpy. This is on high heat, in case that makes a difference to anybody. Okay. So, next guy. Okay, he's not quite so bent here. So that helps. Alright, we'll try that. So far, the measuring on this has been a little bit easier, although now I probably just jinxed it, but see how we go. So hopefully you're not too big. All right, you'll do. You'll do. So I probably put too much in that cup, but maybe not, because we need to still put glue down in the middle of our square here. That's what we're going to do next. We just need to get there. I'm trying to not dawdle too much, because I mean the tacky glue is drying while it's sitting in the cup. It is exposed to air. It has its countdown clock ticking. It's not like super glue or something where, you know, it's dry instantly, but it's not like Elmer's where it's gonna dry like super quick either. I've got a little bit of work time with it, but like not a ton. Get all the little bits of glue off my fingers so they don't get in the way. Okay. Pop this guy. There's a tiny gap in that corner. It's not like terrible, but it's not like super great and awesome. And I'm using the eraser end of this pencil just to make sure that we are in place. So the eraser's pretty much gone on that one anyhow. Okay. That corner is a little messy. All right. I'm gonna let that chill for just a minute. Okay, so while that is thinking about drying, or solidifying, I guess, since it's hot glue, I'm gonna come back in with my tacky glue. And I'm gonna start to fill in here. Now I'm probably gonna need more tacky glue than what's in the cup. But since this, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna need more tacky glue. But since that's already in the cup and its timer was ticking, I just wanted to go ahead and use that up. All of that'll get tossed on into here. Now you don't necessarily have to put it in a little vessel before you use it, especially for this large swath. You can just like put the glue on here directly. I would still recommend using a brush of some description to even it out a little bit, but not entirely necessary. But yeah, don't be using like your good watercolor or acrylic or oil brushes with the glue. Grab a crusty brush or one that you've just never really liked for anything else. They do make some brushes just for glue. Or at least they used to. They're kind of bristly. That's gonna be up for debate if you want to use it or not. Like, you don't have to use those specific brushes. Just to slosh some glue onto here. I don't need glue on the top edge just yet. We'll get there, but I'm not purposely trying to put it on that top edge of our frame at the moment. Right now I'm just kind of trying to get the inside of the frame sides kind of good and covered. I'm just gonna like gather it, glue there. And that's not quite enough. Like, we want to make sure there's enough glue on here. Like, it doesn't need to be like a 1/4 inch deep or anything, but I'd probably argue that that would be too much glue at that point. Ah! The heck? Didn't realize I had that going down the bottle. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of muck this about. Make sure that we are covered here, because this is where our piece is gonna sit. So we just want to make sure that we've got enough glue down to get a good grip on our fuzz. I want to make sure every bit of that is in fact covered. Like, this is not one spot where we really should be stingy with glue. Alright, just gonna rinse that pretty good. I had gotten so much glue gunked up in the other glue brush I was using on the tissue paper project, I just decided to put that one out of its misery when I was done. I was like, okay, you have served your purpose. And fairly well. Alright, I'm just making sure I got all of our glue bits off the thingies. Oh, hold on. You are a little big still. Okay, let's try with that. You know what? Grab toothpick here. Our handy dandy toothpicks. Oh dear. We are a little big still. Shoot. I was worried about that. Okay, let's see. Are you gonna be cooperative now? Kind of. But not really. Okay, let me see. We grab these ones. Let's see. Toothpick. Now, like, some of this will end up getting hidden. See, when I was trimming that, I thought that still felt a little big. Okay. Look our sides over. Okay. I mean, that's a little bit of the tacky glue. That's fine. Okay. That bit was a little bit of hot glue though. I just want that kind of smoothed out there. Okay, the rest of us, we look pretty good. So let me get rid of that toothpick because that is splintering. Okay. Those are there. Go there. Okay. So now this guy. All right, we need our pencil back. Okay, hopefully. This will that we wanted to split. Fortunately, it did not split the rest of it as we were cutting. So that's good. Okay, that's pretty good there. Okay, now I do need just a little bit more tacky glue. I'm not sure if I'm done with the hot glue yet. we will get all of this all tackified. Now, this isn't going to be, like I said, it's not like crazy glue or anything. It's not gonna like grab hold instantly. But it doesn't do too bad. I'm not sure what I want to use to attach our string to the back of it. Our string feels kind of thick now. I'm just giving the tacky glue a minute to think about things. Grab the next guy here. All right. So, I need you to like actually sit on the thing, friend. Gotta keep reminding myself that hot glue gun is still hot. My hand got kind of close to the nozzle there. I could feel the heat coming off of it. I'm wincing every time I'm cutting it because I'm like, please don't fly. So I've gotten these guys pretty airborne before. Sorry, I have to change how I'm sitting. Leggies are angry today. I had my sneakers on yesterday, so everything hurts from standing on concrete for like almost 2 hours in one spot, not moving. I don't need an abundance of glue. Like, I don't need it seeping out everywhere. just kind of want to put some weight on that. Because that one seems to be a little warped that we just popped down. Wasn't sitting flat. I mean, we can always come back if we need to. I mean, it's a hand-built frame, though. I mean, it's not going to be completely perfect, right? Okay. Alright, so this guy, these icky bits out of here. This is where we start to get a little tricky. Alright, I think I want to be to the inside, but only like just. Like if I'm a little long, I can trim it. Like that's fine. I'm gonna dry fit this first. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a gap there at the top. But you know what? It's not terrible. We've had worse. We've had much worse, in fact. So, you know what? It's fine. Let's put the glue on this side. Okay. Sorry if I'm like a little bit hunched. I do have scoliosis. I try not to hunch too much, but one doctor's like, well, I would have put you in a back brace, but your bones are set now, so there's no point. And I was like, oh. Fabulous. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna let that kind of think about things for a minute. It's my brush here because I don't want the glue to get funky in it. We're not done with it, but that side's gonna be, because that one was kind of wiggly on the edge there. So we're just gonna kind of let that hang out for a minute. Give that a little bit of pressure. So this one took like a couple extra weeks longer than the small one, but it still wasn't bad. Wasn't too bad. Certainly not the amount of time that the 8x10s took. Certainly not. And I don't know that I would necessarily want to work quite that big again. Unless it's something I really, really wanted. I mean, this is not bad. Like this size. I can work at this size. In a okay amount of time. Okay, so that one I kind of want to be on that. Okay. So, like I said, if I accidentally cut it too short, well, then I'll have to grab another one and start over from scratch and paint it. Like another side piece, not starting the entire project over again. Alright, let's do a dry fit. I got it a little short. Just, I mean, it's a little loose in there. It's not as tight as I would like it to be. But it's not catastrophically short for like the hair's breadth short that it is. Besides, some of the ones that we did for the magnets were pretty wonkier than this, so it should be okay. Maybe I can try to smooth it out with a little bit of hot glue, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll just leave the gap in there to give it a little more of a rustic feel. It's not a very big gap. Just gonna clean up our edges here a little bit to make sure we don't have too much overflow. It's like the teeniest gap. I think we're okay though. Sorry, I did kind of pick it up and run away with it there for a second. Alright, so. Alright, we're just gonna kind of give that a minute there. Just kind of giving that some pressure. Trying to give that a chance to grab on. So how is everybody doing today? On this Tuesday. I feel like I lost a day because of yesterday. It's gonna drive me crazy till the end of the week. Unfortunately. Okay. So, now. I'm gonna grab my string here. I'm gonna like fan out the end of my string here just a little bit. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna grab my pencil again. I'm gonna just kind of tap that into the glue there a little bit. Could have tried to do the tacky glue again there. Maybe I should have. All right. So now I just kind of need to smooth out the rest of it so it's not so clumpy. Carried away, as happens with me. Can we like try to smooth that out a bit more maybe? That would be great. I'm okay if it pulls up some of the paint. We can repaint that. Like that just is what it is. Right now I'm just trying to get that a little bit smoother. Not even about more glue going down, it's just about smoothing that section out. Let's close that before Mr. Bean finds it. He is still kind of chilling out in the other room. So we have to figure out how big of a hanger we want on this guy. That might be good enough. Alright, so if I do that, just kind of want to make sure that we are getting good amount in there. Oh goodness. Oh no, I don't need that. Maybe I can clean that up in just a minute. Oh, that was too much. That was much too much. My little glue strings here. Them all swirled up. So that is cooling. I'm going to try to scrape up some of this extra here. Just to try to smooth it out a little bit. Heck am I? So this, I'm gonna turn the fan on for just a second. I don't think the microphone's gonna pick it up, but you might see my hair blow. Alright, I'm just gonna pop that in front of the fan for just a minute. Just to try to cool that down and solidify it so I can turn it over. Okay, that is probably as solidified as that is going to get. So there's our little hanger guy. Let me unplug that and let that start cooling down. Alright, so now we're going to need to get our paint back. We're going to be very careful with this now, as I get paint everywhere. And I'm not very careful, apparently. Okay, so we're just going to kind of clean this up a little bit, very carefully. Fill in any fingerprints or any light spots, any smudges, you know, any pencil marks that might still be there. Just we want to go carefully so that we don't accidentally get it on our finished piece here. Because that wouldn't be so good, but like we've got these raw ends that haven't been painted in. So I'm gonna go over the edge again, cover up any of the glue that may have overflowed a bit. It just kind of needs a pass. Because you can kind of paint over the hot glue. I mean, it doesn't look great, but you can clean it up a little bit if you need to. You know, if I had like any wood putty or wood filler or something, I could try to squeeze that into the gaps here. I don't have any. So I'm just gonna leave it its rustic self. Now remember, that side is wet. And check your fingers for paint before touching the project. If you think you might even remotely accidentally touch it. I purposely touched it, so I didn't see anything on my fingers. This is just our craft paint that we've been using on our other projects. This one does get darker. They all tend to get darker with that second coat on there. Okay. And we're being real careful here. Just to make sure that we don't get sloppy. And miss. Especially me, my hands get fumbly sometimes. Okay. So now we're gonna work on this side. Just cleaning up any smudgies. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the inside edge that's up against the painting. That is what it is at this point. Too much of a risk of getting the paint on that and fucking something up past the point of no return. Which is not something that I'm real keen on doing at this point. Because then it would be a total loss and I would have to start over. And that does not sound like a good time to me. How is it that I keep leaning like out of frame? No matter what I do. Not sure if we're gonna keep doing face cam when we're painting. If it's not really gonna matter too much, maybe we'll just save face cam for gaming. I'm also sitting pushed back a little bit, so that's not helping matters. At the moment, I'm not like hugely pushed back, but the way I'm sitting. Is a little bit awkward. Okay, I need a little bit more heat in my lid here. Pretty sure I've got a fingerprint on my glasses. Or possibly an eyebrow print. A little something in there, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's a little tiny bit of glue. I don't know if it's a fuzz. But better to get rid of that now. Then have it solidify somewhere where I don't want it to be. Alright, so I'm going to be a little extra careful if that's even possible. I was a little worried that these weren't going to fit the square, the frame pieces, but they actually worked pretty well. Like, I was worried I was going to need to get some popsicle sticks to raise it up, but believe it or not, the popsicle sticks were shorter. The ones I had come across, I was like, no, they've got to make longer ones, and I think they do. But I also didn't want to pay $20 for a box of possibly long enough popsicle sticks, so craft sticks. It's like, yeah, no. That's not something I have high on my list of things to do. Okay, so I'm gonna take this guy and I am going to fill in around this back section here. I mean, I could potentially just paint it all in brown just to try to get it to blend in. But I've got this huge dome of blue here that I didn't realize was sorting out quite so much. So but for the first one this size that we did, not too bad. Frame came out pretty well. Pretty well. I'm pretty happy with most of it. Back could have been a little bit better, but it is the back, so I mean, kind of is what it is. Alrighty. So let me pop that over in front of the fan for a minute. Shouldn't need too long. Sorry, it's hard to do both of these things at the same time. How are we looking? Alright, that should be good. Alright, I'm just trying to get the paint to dry a little bit more before I lay this back side down. Okay. There. That should be good enough for our purposes here. Move that. And move that. Alright. And there we are. Not too bad. Not too bad. The boat's a little off slightly, but not by much. And I didn't like add like the little tiny railing and all of the details and the people sitting there. Like I just wanted a simplified silhouette of it. So it's not too bad, not too bad. I'm a little, my square got a little warped, so it's not sitting completely flat, but it's okay. And we've got our little hanger guy here that keeps on wanting to curl that way. But yeah, no, we're pretty good, pretty good. Sure that won't really be an issue once it's hung up and has some weight pulling down on it. Not that this is all that heavy, but there we go. And we've got another one in the box. Oh, we're done early today. Like way early. Alright. I don't know what we're needle felting next week. I might dig through my reference photos. There's another photo that we've painted that I wanted to needle felt actually. So there's a chance we might do that, start that. Because with us not going away in November, and me not making gifts for 2 people for Christmas, I'm down to only needing to make 2. I've got a little bit more time to play with, so I don't have to necessarily start needle felting the Christmas gifts just yet. So today's the 5th of August. Now let me look at my calendar here. So this one took what, 4, 5 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially. Okay, that gives us plenty of time to needle felt the husband's banana slug. Plenty of time. I'm gonna have to look up photos of a banana slug because I don't know what they look like. So that should be interesting. So yeah, we'll probably do another reference photo. I know it's going to be one that we've painted before, or you've seen it before, but whatever. We haven't needle felted it yet, and it was one I really did want to try to needle felt. So that being said, that's going to be it for today. We'll be back tomorrow for Planet Zoo. And we'll be continuing work on the bat caves. When we finish the bat caves, we'll have to sit down and go through the list and start figuring out our sea animals and if we're going to add another bee animal. I have a potential another bee animal, but I want to take a look at our sea list first. And then we'll kind of figure it out from there. Thursday afternoon, early afternoon, normal time slot. We will do a RimWorld stream. We'll give it another go. We'll keep going. I'm not sure how long we'll keep doing the bonus RimWorld, but we'll give it a shot again and see if we can at least get everybody in flamingo pants, but I think we're gonna have to wait till spring rolls around again to get that one plant planted so we can dye clothes. But we're working on it. We're working on it. And Friday's my birthday. We're probably gonna do a birthday stream of me trying to play Magic Cat and getting frustrated with the platformer. I watched Russell play it. I have not actually tried it yet. We will see how that goes, and it's gonna be all sorts of just a train wreck. But why not? Just a little something fun and lighthearted for the birthday. And Saturday won't be doing anything because I'm gonna be just done. And I can't say how long Friday's stream will go. It might only go like 2 hours. Depends on how my fingers hold up to the controller if it starts getting too sore on them because I like death grip the controllers when I use them. But we'll see how that goes. So I will see everyone tomorrow for Planet Zoo. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for popping in and hanging out with me. And until next time, everybody, have a good one.